Hello, this is Saurabh Upadhyay, and in this video I am going to discuss about projectile motion. So let's get started. So first understand what is projectile motion. So if any object is given an initial velocity obliquely, then such that the only force that is acting on the object is the force of gravitation, then that object is known as projectile, and the motion performed by that object, which is a kind of curved motion, is known as projectile motion. Okay, so there are some assumptions which we will use in this during our understanding of projectile motion. There are two important assumptions. The first assumption is that we will ignore the air resistance, and the second assumption is that the motion we are trying to understand is near the surface of earth, such that the value of small g, that is acceleration due to gravity, will remain constant. Okay, now till now we know how to apply equations of motion in one dimension, but the projectile motion is a case of motion in a plane. So the concept, a very important concept we will apply, is that a motion in two dimension can be resolved into two one dimensional motion. I will repeat again, a motion in two dimension can be resolved into two one dimensional motion. We can apply this concept because the motion in horizontal and vertical direction are independent of each other. So if we try to see the motion, we see that in horizontal direction there is no force acting in horizontal direction, means there is a uniform motion acting in horizontal direction, while in vertical direction there is force of gravity acting on the object. In the upward direction we are taking to be positive, and the downward direction we are taking to be negative. Okay, now let's move forward. So as I discussed in the previous slide, let us discuss about the horizontal and vertical motion. So in x direction, as I have already told, since there is no force acting, so acceleration in x direction is 0, and the the component of velocity in the horizontal direction, that is in the x direction, is u cos theta, and the component of velocity in the y direction is u sin theta, and acceleration in y direction is minus g. Here negative sign is because in downward direction we are taking to be negative. So if we try to understand the horizontal motion, the acceleration is 0. So if we apply the first law of motion, first equation of motion, sorry, if we try to apply the first equation of motion, which is v is equal to u plus at in x direction, it would turn out to be vx is equal to ux plus ax into t, where I have already told that ax will be 0, so this term will be 0. So what we are left would be vx is equal to u cos theta. Now if we apply the second equation of motion, that is displacement is equal to u times t plus half a into t square, for the horizontal direction it will turn out to be, since this term again will be 0, it will be x into ux times t, and the value of ux is u cos theta into t. So x will be u cos theta into t, u cos theta into t. So this is the case about horizontal and vertical motion. Now moving forward, so this was about the horizontal motion. Now let's see about the vertical motion. So in vertical direction, the acceleration is in downward direction, that is minus g. So if we apply the first equation of motion, that will be vy is equal to uy minus gt. Here it would be minus g because the acceleration is minus g. If we apply the second equation of motion, it would be y is equal to uyt minus half gt square. Again this is a equation, that is displacement is equal to ut plus half at square. And if we apply the third equation of motion in for vertical direction, it would be Vy square is equal to uy square minus 2gy. So these are the three equations of motion for vertical direction, and we have already seen what would be equations of motion in horizontal direction. Now there are some terms which need to be understood for the better understanding of projectile motion, because these are the things which are needed in the calculations of projectile motion. So the first term which is important is time of flight. So what is time of flight? So time of flight is the total time taken by a projectile from the point of projection to the point till it reaches the ground. So it is the total time in which the the projectile is in air. So for time of flight we can use a concept that at this point and at this point the displacement in vertical direction is zero. So because whatever displacement is happening at here and here is in only in horizontal direction, so the displacement in vertical direction is zero at this point. So if we try to apply the equation of motion in vertical direction, the second equation of motion, y is equal to uyt minus half zt square. So if we put the value of y is equal to 0, means displacement to be 0, then it will be ut sin theta minus half gt square. If we take t common in the bracket, we will get u sin theta minus half into gt. So since it is a quadratic equation, we will get two solutions of it, which will be t is equal to 0 and t is equal to 2u sin theta over g. Here t is equal to 0 is a trivial solution which represents the particle when it is at the point of projection. Now the second solution which we get is that t is equal to 2u sin theta over g is the time when the particles reach at this point, and this is the time which we want to know, and this is known as time of flight, and the expression of which is 2u sin theta over g. So now, after understanding the concept of time of flight, now let's move forward and understand the second concept, which is the concept of horizontal range. So horizontal range is the horizontal distance covered by the projectile during its time of flight. So it is represented by capital R. So it is this distance I am talking about. It is the horizontal distance covered by the particle during its time of flight. So if we take for knowing the horizontal range, we have to apply the motion in horizontal direction, equations of motion in horizontal direction. Since we already know that in horizontal direction no force is acting, so a uniform motion is happening in horizontal direction, so we can directly apply distance is equal to speed into time, and the speed in horizontal direction is u cos theta. And what will the value of this time? This time will be time of flight, because when the projectile will reach at this point, the time taken by the projectile will be time of flight. So if we put the value of ux and t to u sin theta over g, we will get u square 2 sin theta cos theta over g, and we can apply a trigonometric identity, that is 2 sin theta cos theta is sin 2 theta. So at the result we get horizontal range as u square sin 2 theta over g. Now a question can be asked that at what angle we should give to projectile so that the horizontal range is maximum. So we can see that this u is constant, this g is constant for our case, and only this sin 2 theta is variable, and for maximum range this value of this sin 2 theta should be maximum, and value of the maximum value that a sine can take is 1, and the solution of sin 2 theta is equal to 1. It will be sin 2 theta will be 90 degree and theta will be 45 degrees. So if we project a projectile at theta is equal to 45 degree, it will attain maximum horizontal range, and the maximum horizontal range will be u square over g. So this is also a question which is very important in this context. Now moving towards another concept which is need to be understood is that the concept of maximum height. So it is the maximum vertical distance, it is the maximum vertical distance covered by the projectile during its motion. So the one characteristic of the maximum height is that at this point the vertical component of velocity will be 0. So the maximum height is h is equal to u y t minus half gt square. We are applying the second equation of motion for vertical direction, because here we want to know the vertical distance, maximum vertical distance. So that's why we are applying the equations of motion in vertical direction. If we put the value of uy, that will be u sin theta. T, again here what will be the value of t? One more property of projectile motion is that it is a symmetric motion, means the time taken by the projectile to reach from here to here is same as to reach from here to here. Means if total time of flight is 2u sin theta over g, then the time to reach from this point to this point will be half of that, that will be u sin theta over g. So after putting all these value, we get the expression of maximum height, that will be u square sin square theta over 2g. So this is the expression for maximum height. So these are the important things which need to be understood for the better understanding of projectile motion. So let's recap first. So in this module we have learned about the basics of projectile motion, how we resolve a motion into plane into two one-dimensional motion, and the motion in vertical direction is the accelerated motion, and vertical motion in horizontal direction is a uniform motion. Again, for time of flight we apply the vertical motion and get the value of t, which is 2u sin theta over g, and for horizontal range we apply the horizontal direction equation of motion in horizontal direction, and we get the expression as u square sin 2 theta over g. And for maximum height we again apply the equation of motion in vertical direction, and we get the expression as u square sin square 2 theta over g. So this is all for this video guys. Thank you.